Hey, you guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. So over the years, I've been lucky enough to interview several minimalists on this show. Okay, so a minimalist is someone who intentionally lives with less clutter and more simplicity. And you guys know I'm all about creating margin. So that's either with your budget or with your life. And when we free up space in our monthly budget, we are able to accomplish long-term money goals that actually matter to us. So today I'm going to share a few of my favorite habits that I've learned from minimalists. And specifically, I'm sharing 4 things that minimalists do that could actually help you create wealth. And I'm curious how many of these things that you are already doing. So I'll be curious which ones you might be interested in trying. So stay tuned and let me know in the comments where you land. All right, the first thing minimalists do that directly is related to building wealth is saying no to clutter. So decluttering your life sounds simple, but actually committing to this habit can be a game changer for your money. When there's simplicity in your physical space, you feel a deep sense of peace that you never want to let go of. It is just calming when there is not clutter. There's a popular quote that I always hear on home organization shows: you either get the stuff or you get the space. And when you're trying to declutter and get organized, a level of sacrifice is required. So in order to gain one thing, you have to give up something else. But in the end, you have peace of mind and calmness. When you live with less excess, it's priceless, you guys. And suddenly it's amazing. You're not tempted just to keep up with the Joneses all the time. Instead, you're thinking about your long-term goals rather than coveting something else someone else has. So less clutter can equal less comparison, which I think is awesome. All right, the second thing minimalists do to build wealth is also kind of a side effect of what we just talked about, but that is that they use less brain power. Because when you have less clutter, you use less brain power on decisions that don't really matter. So for example, if you have 4 spatulas to choose from when you're cooking dinner every night, you end up staring into the kitchen drawer being like, which one should I use? Versus just having one that you use. But when you have, again, one option, you don't have to have all that energy to think through which one am I going to do. Because at the end of the day, a spatula is just a spatula, and that goes for shoes, toys, Tupperware, all of it. Again, once you free up that extra brain space, you're able to actually put your energy and your thoughts to things that actually matter, like investing in retirement or kids' college or something like that. So for me too, this has been huge for my closet. Now I could do better, I'll admit that, but when you go in and you have like all these options, you sit there and think, oh my gosh, what do I want to wear? Versus if you just have things that you know you love, stick to those things. You don't have to think about it all the time. So again, it frees up your brain in so many areas with decisions that don't matter to actually focus on things that do. All right, before I tell you the rest of these minimalist tips for building wealth, I want to tell you about Telestrations. So Telestrations is a really fun board game that you can play with your friends, your family, your neighbors, even your coworkers. It's a really fun game where you do some drawings, there's some phrases involved, some little whiteboards, all the things, and it is really fun. So if you are looking to save money, stay in this weekend and play Telestrations with your friends, with your family, because it will create so many memories. So you can buy Telestrations at Walmart or wherever you buy board games. All right, the third thing minimalists do to build wealth is to make better and wiser purchases. So since they're not concerned with excess clutter or comparison culture, when they do buy certain things, they're very intentional about it. It's the same goal you have with budgeting. When you plan for your money, you're in control, so you have freedom to make those purchases. And we've all been guilty of that Target impulse shopping spree, but it's kind of empowering to walk in to a store, confidently pass the clothing section and go get exactly what you need. Again, when there's intention behind your spending, there's not buyer's remorse or thinking through like, oh my gosh, was it okay that I spent this money? You are free from that. And lastly, the fourth thing minimalists do that helps them build wealth is practice contentment. The discipline of minimalism reminds you that you already have enough. And when you're committed to being content and steering clear of comparison culture, your mind starts focusing on different things and better things like giving to others, maybe setting up a specific sinking fund for your future money goals. And from there, it's just a positive cycle. So once you get strategic about living more minimally, contentment follows, and eventually you start to live with less. So while we're talking about contentment, I cannot wait to tell you about my new kids book. You guys, I've been waiting to to write a kid's book for so many years, and finally the time came. I did it, and I'm so excited about it. It comes out November 7th, and it's called I'm Glad for What I Have. And this is all about contentment. So there's all these little animals in the book who are adorable. Oh my gosh. And they want and want and want and want and want and want, just like you and I sometimes. And they kind of get their wish, but they quickly realize all this stuff did not give them the joy that they were expecting. And in the end, they find something that really will give them joy. And so, I don't want to give away the ending, but it's just so cute. And it rhymes. It's pretty short for you parents out there. And what's great too, I'll give you a little sneak peek on the illustrations, is the pages are really thick. So they're not going to tear, because my kids sometimes would tear those little pages of kids' books and I'd be like, stop. So it's very durable. It's short. It rhymes. It has a great message for your kids and for you as the parent too. So if you're a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a friend, this could be a great baby shower gift, but it is a really great book. I'm excited for you guys to read it, so you can pre-order it. And again, it's called I'm Glad for What I Have, and it's on RamseySolutions.com. All right, you guys, send this video to a friend who might enjoy learning about some minimalistic hacks. And as always, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.